Hi friends, Rachel here from the Confused Millennial. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am sharing 5 DIY Christmas ornaments using Dollar Tree supplies or supplies that cost under $1 because I found some of the supplies cheaper at Hobby Lobby or Amazon than they were at Dollar Tree. Either way, you get it. $1 Christmas ornaments, and I am duping a couple from Pottery and Crate and Barrel, showing you how to make some high-end for a lot less money. So let's jump into them. First is this cotton sphere ornament. I found my inspo at Hobby Lobby. This one normally costs $10, but I made it for 75 cents. So you can make this using Dollar Tree supplies if you have any of the fall cotton floral picks from the Dollar Tree, but since it's past fall, you probably won't be able to find these currently at your Dollar Tree. So instead, you can get these cotton stems or cotton pods. I got this pack in the clearance section at Hobby Lobby and it costed $1.49, and I was able to make 2 ornaments using this one bag. So that's kind of what I meant before. Like, you could go ahead and get 6 of the Dollar Tree fall cotton picks, or you could get this bag for $1.49 or $4 and save money that way. So there's 2 options for how to go about this here. Option 1 is going to be to hot glue the cotton pod stems onto one another, essentially in a cube form. It won't ultimately look like a cube, it'll sphere itself out, and that is how that one comes out. Or option 2, you can get a regular cotton ball, like the kind you have in your bathroom probably, and use that kind of as a centering base, and you'll hot glue your cotton stem pods around that. I did it both ways. I personally think it came out a little bit fluffier and a little bit full using the cotton ball center, but if you don't have that and you don't want to deal with it, it's not a big deal. Basically, what we're going to do is just create a cube with the cotton stem pods. I found it easier to glue onto the stem that I was about to add onto my final ornament structure. That way I had some control over where it was hitting, but it's so simple. You really can't mess this up. It does require a little bit of patience. If you try to squeeze it together to get a strong hold on the hot glue, you could risk collapsing it into itself. So it's a little fragile when it's still drying, but once it's dried, it is solid. And don't forget to add a little string to top off your ornament so you can hang it up on your tree. And there you have it. $10 at Hobby Lobby. Mine cost 75 cents to make. Granted, I found my supplies on clearance. It could cost you like $2 to make. Next are these Wreath plaques. These also work really well, not just as a Christmas ornament, but if you have good handwriting or Cricut, you could always go ahead and add somebody's name and use these as a gift tag or a seating arrangement on a tablescape. I love how these came out, and I love that you can add on to them and personalize them in so many ways. It's inspired by these ornaments from Hobby Lobby that already say Merry Christmas on them, but the whole like silvery deer head wasn't really my style. Instead, what I did was I got this pack of sisal trees that also came with these wreaths. You guys may have seen me show you these in my Decorate With Me Christmas 2020 video, which I'll leave a link to in the description box below. And really simple, all we're gonna do is hot glue one of the wreaths onto one of these wooden plaques. I will leave a link to all the supplies in the description box below. Wooden rounds right now were only $5 when I was pulling the link for you guys, and you get like 18 of them or something crazy. So it's definitely just a good steal to have in your craft supply box, because I think when I bought them they cost like $10. Nice little savings for you there, and this is how it turned out. I made this little boho star ornament that was inspired by the star garland I hung in my bedroom. If you saw my Decorate With Me video, I thought, hey, this could be really cute as a Christmas ornament. So for this, all you're gonna need is a couple of dowel rods. You can get at the Dollar Tree, you can get at any craft store, and a strand of raffia, or if you have one of the Dollar Tree hula skirts, just taking off one of the strands from that grass skirt, which is what I use. We are going to cut our 2 dowel rods into 5 equal pieces. If you have a saw and you can cut 45-degree angles, that's gonna give you the most finished, refined look. But if you don't and you just have a pair of scissors, it's totally okay too, because we can cover up any imperfections that we don't like using that raffia string. Cut your dowel rod into 5 equal pieces, hot glue all of the tips together, being careful with this, and then grab that piece of raffia or the hula skirt strand and just twist it. We want this to kind of be not perfect, not super tight, but we also want it to be thinner than that really wide flat piece we started off with. Once that strand is twisted up, we'll hot glue one end onto one tip of the star, and you will just freestyle wrap this around your star any way you see fit, hot gluing off the other end, attaching a little piece of twine or rope, and voila, a little boho star. Next is this berry pine ornament that you can customize any way you want. I saw this trend going around at like Pottery Barn and Crate and Barrel where they have a lot of dried florals inside of clear ornaments like this. I used one of the big Dollar Tree clear Christmas ornaments that you can find in the craft section, popped that lid off, took one of the pine sprigs that you can get at the Dollar Tree. I'm taking one off here from one of the mini Christmas trees I did in my Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs video. So if you guys want to see some hacks for that, plus more Christmas DIYs, make sure to go back, check out that video. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. So I'm just taking one of those sprigs right off, but you can buy a fresh pack at the Dollar Tree too. And then what I'm doing is using some of these berries from one of the Dollar Tree floral picks. Here's the key: because of the small opening of the ornament, you're only going to be able to fit one bushel of berries down at a time, possibly. You guys may have slightly different supplies than I was working with. So what I did was I twisted the pine around the berries because it's really hard to like rearrange them to sit really tight and closely together once everything's inside the ornament. So I kind of twisted it together to give it the look I wanted, gently pushed this into the ornament, rearranged it, just kind of pushing it off to the side how I wanted it to look, using some closed scissors. Use some like long tweezers here or like a knitting rod or a crochet rod to help kind of guide your florals where you want them. You don't have a ton of control, so definitely kind of make sure things are situated together how you'll want them to look. From there, I knew I wanted this to have a slightly frosty look, but not being like overpowering with snow. So what I did was I took a funnel and some of the faux snow from the Dollar Tree, and I just lightly dusted the florals and inside of the ornament, put the cap back onto it, and voila. This cost me under $2 compared to the Crate and Barrel one that cost $8. I have to say, huge steal, and I love how mine came out. Stuff is this kind of Santa, terrarium, tree farm, snow globy type thing. I saw this ornament on Pottery Barn for $14.50 and knew I already had the supplies in my house to recreate it. For this one, I decided to use this kind of inverted mason jar ornament from the Dollar Tree's craft section. And then I took 2 cotton balls, like the kind that you find in your bathroom once again, and I hot glued them onto this gray base here. Be careful that you don't get hot glue into the rim or the edges because we do need to twist this back on. From there, I went ahead and hot glued Santa into the middle, kind of towards the front, and then 2 of these little sisal trees. All of this you can get at the Dollar Tree. Santa came in this 3-pack of figurines I showed you guys in my Decorate With Me video from the Dollar Tree. Once all of this is kind of glued on, we'll twist it back in. The trees and Santa are sitting on cotton balls, so they're a little wiggly. Don't worry too much about that. A, you'll be able to kind of like shift them around a little bit, but B, because this ornament's fairly thin, they kind of stay in place overall, and it's more important that we have them lifted up off the base of the ornament so that we create that snow mound effect from our inspo. Then they are perfectly straight and sitting at the bottom. Once we twist this back on, we're gonna pop off the top silvery piece here from the ornament. Once again, grab our funnel and faux snow and just dust the inside. If your Santa or your trees fall over at all, once again, you can use some tweezers, you can use a closed scissor or a knitting rod. And once this looks how you want it to, you will go ahead, close the top of this off again, and hang it on your tree. Altogether, this cost about $2 compared to $14.50 at Pottery Barn. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. Make sure to hit that notification and subscribe button because I'm bringing you holiday toddler activities that you won't want to miss, plus a few other really exciting videos in December. Staying quiet about, definitely promise you it's going to be good. In the meantime, make sure to go ahead and check out those other Dollar Tree Christmas DIYs as well as my Decorate With Me Christmas 2020 video. If you guys recreate any of these, I would love to see them. Tag me on Instagram at @theconfusedmillennial. And happy holidays!